All right. Coming back to you, staying on the offensive line. Let's talk Tyler Guyton.
This is an interesting one to me because I think a lot of people are looking at it and you're like, tackle. We have tackles. We do now. So right now, and I'd say he's like that cayenne kind of like hot pepper. Like he's a very solid like yellow, like 30,000 on the Scoville scale, where it's not that hot, but it's hot enough, and you know that there's more heat coming. I like him as a prospect. I think both of our teams are going to be interested in him.
Yes.
It would not make me even blink twice if the Eagles go after him and try to reinvest in the right tackle position and go back to the Oklahoma pipeline and replace Lane Johnson and his heir apparent as Tyler Guyton. Like, it just makes sense. An athletic guy, great footwork for a tackle. It's like I said, they're just going back to the well with Lane Johnson and filling that position. I think they are doing a lot of projecting for the future this offseason. There is a big youth movement. They don't want to get caught where Lane Johnson is 35 and they have no replacement. And if this kid sits a year, that sucks, but you understand why. If he's that talented, it's worth it. And I think a lot of teams do think he's that talented. Another guy who may not make it to either of our teams.
And for the Cowboys, I can actually talk to this one too, because he is somebody that they may be interested in, somebody that has been mocked to them many times and mocked from guys like McShay and all those guys. So I think Cowboys wise, they look at him as like that habanero, pepper. He's warm. He's got some flavor to him. He comes from that Oklahoma pipeline, but at the same time, he's only ever played right tackle in his career. Mm-hmm. You are talking about playing him at right tackle, which fits. The Cowboys would be talking about probably playing him at left tackle because, well, like you just said, Lane Johnson walking away, you don't have a replacement. Well, here are the Dallas Cowboys not having a replacement right now for their consensus first round All-Pro Hall of Fame left tackle and Tyron Smith. Or would they pick him and put him at right tackle and say, hey, Terrence Steele, we need to have a conversation, and you're still trying to figure out left tackle? I think, like I said, for the Cowboys, it'd be like a habanero, but I think if the Cowboys do pick him, and for the fan base, it's like that Anaheim low, like they're just not feeling this. I don't know why. He is a good player, but everything that I feel from the fan base, it's like a not for me, Bob, and I don't know why.
You know what? I think it'll come down to teams, just like Jackson Powers Johnson. There could be a team that falls in love with Amarius Mims, and that will dictate where Tyler Guyton goes. I think Guyton's the more polished prospect, but the sheer size and force of Amarius Mims, I can see a front office falling in love with. Yes. He's more of a project, but he's just a massive bulldozer of a tackle.
And like you say, it only takes one, right? It only takes one front office, because I think there's going to be multiple front offices that are just like, he's got 8 games in college. Like, I just don't. There's not enough tape. But yeah, I mean, he has the chance to be the pepper of the draft. I think in Marius, not many human beings make Tyron Smith look small, and he made Tyron Smith look small.
I think for a lot of people, Mims, I know he's not on our list, but he dictates where Guyton goes. I think for most people, he'd be like the jalapeno, like 2,500, a low 1,000 on the Scoville scale. Yep. And then for one team, he will be the ghost, like burn your tongue off on the Scoville scale, and that's all it takes is the one. And then other teams are going to rush and be like, oh shit, there's a tackle off the board. We have to go get Guyton.
Yep. Absolutely.